Week 13 begins on a sensational mid-September evening in the foothills, and the first showdown finally of the year between Western rivals BC and Calgary.
Last year's leading rusher in the Canadian Football League is back in the lineup for the Calgary Stampeders. Missed 6 games due to injury, but John Cornish is back and dressed, ready to go tonight. So it's last year's leading rusher versus this year's leading rusher so far in Andrew Harris, and he's hanging on to that title because he just hasn't been involved of late enough. 4 carries against Ottawa, just not enough. They got to get him the ball more.
Yeah, the pressure is mounting on Jeff Tedford and the Lions, who are tied for 3rd in the West, but in danger of losing a playoff spot by an Eastern crossover. They do have a 3-1 record against Western opponents. John Hufnagel on the other side had a 5-game win streak snapped last Saturday in Edmonton. Calgary has not lost 2 consecutive games over a 62-game span, and they are unbeaten here at McMahon this year. Really is a great night. Temperature 17 degrees. Light breeze that will favor the Stampeders in the first quarter. And they'll get the football as Richie Leone kicks it off. And it will be Nathan Slaughter to return it. And he is getting tackled just over the 25-yard line. And Bo Levi Mitchell leads the Stamps out, just 16 points in each of their last 2 games.
And Bo Levi Mitchell, 23-5 as a starter in the Canadian Football League, gets his running back back. Last week, in the loss against Edmonton, attempted a season-high 41 passes. He gets also a new right guard, and John Estes out of Hawaii, as they continue to regroup and rebuild that offensive line. Seems like that's been a theme all year for Calgary.
Well, they're going to have to wait and re-kick the football. An offside called on the kickoff against the Lions. Not sure if that's a terrible sign for BC or a good one that they're anxious to get going. A lot of talk about how eager they are to get last week behind them after being outplayed at home against the Ottawa Redblacks.
John Cornish anxious to get back, get in there and get started.
So Leone to do it again, and a chance for the Stamps to improve field position. Would have been the 27-yard line, but they get a second chance. This time Slaughter takes it at the 20. He's across the 35 and ends up around the 38. So the 5-yard penalty costs about 11 yards of extra real estate against BC in favor of Bo Levi Mitchell.
I mentioned 23-5 overall for Bo Levi Mitchell. Just an unbelievable start for him. His career as a starting quarterback. One of the teams that he has not beat yet in his career is the BC Lions. Calgary Stampeders beat him twice last year, but Drew Tate was the starting quarterback in both those games.
Fuller and Wilson, the wideouts. John Cornish is in the backfield. He releases, and they'll throw the hitch, and it's Greg Wilson with the ball. And he'll get tackled by Alex Hoffman-Ellis up over the 45-yard line and has 8.
So you can bet the Calgary Stampeders will go to John Cornish early and often in this game, and the BC Lions have made some changes in the middle to help stop the run. Jamarcus McFarland and Zach Minner, 2 new interior defensive linemen that add 60 pounds to the D-line. Big game from TJ Lee. 3 interceptions on the season. Leads the BC Lions.
2nd and 2, and there is Cornish, first carry in 6 weeks. And he gets the first down and a few to spare. 7-yard pickup for John Cornish on his first touch since late July.
Yeah, and this is the matchup we're going to watch closely, obviously, because the BC Lions have not been very good at stopping the run. They're up against last year's leading rusher in the CFL and John Cornish, the last 3 years, as a matter of fact. And back with fresh legs. So can the BC Lions stop the run and stop Cornish tonight?
Safety Eric Fraser, the former Stampeder, made that tackle. First down. They fake to Cornish. Marquette McDaniel wide open and now into Lion territory, dropped at the 42-yard line. Ryan Phillips and Fraser on the scene. It's 15 for number 16.
Yeah, and this is the influence again of Cornish on that play action, because all eyes for the defense on that. And Marquay McDaniel takes advantage of it on the play action. Little fake to Cornish. Look how wide open number 16 was.
50th catch of the year for McDaniel. 6th in the league in receiving. And a first down for Calgary. At the line 42, and now the jet sweep. Anthony Parker with it. He'll get taken down by Bo Lacombo and Alex Hoffman-Ellis.
Now the good news for BC is they've got the leading tackler in the CFL in the middle of their defense in Adam Bighill. So if Jamarcus McFarland and Zach Minter, the interior of the defensive line, can keep the offensive lineman off of the middle linebacker in Adam Bighill, he can scrape and make more of those tackles and add to that league-leading total of 69.
See John Estes in at right guard in place of Brad Erdos, the latest injured Stampeder. Little hitch here to Lamar Durant, the Coquitlam native, has a first down, a 7-yard pickup for LaMarvelous.
Been used sparingly, but starting to work his way into the lineup a little bit with Joe West being injured. And here comes little hitch screen, block outside by John Cornish to give him a little bit of space, and then Durant does the rest.
Out of Centennial Collegiate.
NSFU. I'd add that.
Okay. It's going to be a lot of Queen stuff tonight.
I heard that already in the pregame show.
1st and 10. And Bo throws that one away. In the area, Ronnie Yell, the corner.
John Cornish can catch Andrew Harris, who currently leads the league in rushing. It'll be his 4th straight. Mike Pringle did that, 97 to 2000. And of course, the great George Reed did it 5 times in a row.
When he left the interview room yesterday, we asked him if he knew how far behind he was. Yes, he did. And as Andrew Harris mentioned, no lead is safe, as he has Cornish in his rearview mirror. Little punt from Mitchell, steps up, and well, he was indecisive and ends up throwing that into the dirt, and looks like he wants a conversation with the receiver downfield.
Yeah, Marquay McDaniel, and with his Eric Rogers, the leading receiver in the league, he wanted them to come back to the football. He was scrambling, and the scramble rule is for receivers, if you have a deep route, you come back to the line of scrimmage. If you have a short route, you turn it up and go deep. And he was just in a discussion with both Rogers and McDaniel.
And interesting, he hasn't run in 3 games now, and looked like he might have been able to take off there. Here's Rene Paredes trying to put Calgary on the board, and he just sneaks in his 16th consecutive field goal from 37 yards out. 3-0 Calgary. Now John Beck and the BC Lions looking for points and a little more time of possession than a week ago. Back in Calgary, first possession for John Beck and the Lions, who were slow out of the gate against Ottawa last week, did not register a first down in the first quarter. And they'll hand it off to Andrew Harris, try and get him going, and the leading rusher in the league has 4 to match. Will improve on last week's total.
Improve on it, that's right. He had 4 carries last week, but just the 3 yards rushing. There's John Beck. This is his 2nd start against Ottawa. 207 yards passing, completed 69%, which is good, but did not get the win. And maybe the guy that's produced the most yards, not a starter on offense, but Chris Rainey, the 20-yard punt return average.
2nd and 6, short drop, and they have a completion to Lavelle Hawkins for a first down in front of Joe Burnett.
Cal Berkeley, a guy that Jeff Tedford, the head coach, knows well. Lavelle Hawkins, 5 catches, targeted 8 times last couple of games. We'll start to get him slowly involved in the offense. He's got some speed.
Former Tennessee Titan. That last combination was not around on day 2 of training camp last year. Now another hitch. Chris Rainey, who had a big game last week in a special teams capacity, gets 4, tackled by Charleston Hughes.
Brandon Smith's back at the halfback spot for the Calgary Stampeders, so Jamar Wall will go back to his normal spot. Maybe the hottest DB in the secondary has been Joe Burnett, former Edmonton Eskimo. And talk about hot, Charleston Hughes tied for the league lead. 9 quarterback sacks, getting it done like he does year in and year out.
So 2nd and 6, they empty out. Harris releases. Beck steps up, hands a completion, and Manny Arsenault with the catch and a first down into Calgary territory. So a much better start for the Lions than a week ago.
Jocelyn Adenoy, that tackle right here was getting bull rushed by Charleston Hughes and pushed back into the pocket a little bit. Beck noticed that, stepped up around that push, and found Manny Arsenault, who's moved to the inside receiver position over the last few games. Another guy the Lions would love to get going.
Lions open with 5 2-and-outs against Ottawa. Ended up with 194 net yards. And that pass is incomplete. Was there a mix-up in the backfield?
And Chris Rainey, who gets the chance to play a few snaps on offense, went the wrong way. And John Beck is explaining to him either that or the quarterback did. But this was supposed to be that zone read play. But see, number 28 went this way. John Beck opens up the opposite direction. So the play, no real play action there, and he threw it away.
So 2nd and 10, looking for a 3rd consecutive conversion. And across the middle, incomplete. Pass high, intended for Sean Gore, and the punt team comes on.
Well, we're talking a lot, and so are BC fans, about getting Andrew Harris more involved in the offense. He goes out into the flat here and is open if Beck gives it to him quickly. He can turn around and get first down yardage. There he is right there. And Beck is looking over the middle for that crossing route.
Richie Leone, the leading punter in the league, sending that one inside the 5 with some backspin. And Calgary picks it up, and Lions look like they fell asleep a little bit as Jamar Wall picked it up, but nice backspin by Leone to help pin the Stampeders on a 46-yard punt. 3 consecutive years, the leading rusher. He's back, John Cornish in the Calgary offense when we return. John Cornish won the rushing title last year in comeback fashion in only 11 games. Can he do it again?
Yeah, it's almost the same. He trailed by 343 last year. This year it's 308. Last year he caught Andrew Harris in 8 games. This year he has 7 games to do it. But as you mentioned, Andrew Harris said, hey, no lead is safe when John Cornish is running the ball and back healthy.
Stamp start at their 11, and it's Wilson
That's it.
with his second catch. Gets taken down by Bo Levi Mitchell's former teammate, TJ Lee III.
It's to me like Dave Dickinson, the offensive coordinator in Calgary, is slowly implementing John Cornish into the offense. He's just letting him sort of get his feet underneath him. He just had 1 touch in the first series, and I've seen him look at some blocking and protections and things like that. He went out and ran a flat route that last play, slowly getting him back involved.
First time his number was called was on 2nd and 3. They fake to him, and there's Eric Rogers with his first catch. The leading receiver runs over Ryan Phillips. Flag down on the play.
Yeah, a few big names on the marquee tonight, isn't there? You get Eric Rogers, the leading receiver in the Canadian Football League.
BC, number 92-91. Both penalties are declined. Play results, first down.
Both those big inside defensive tackles offside on that last play. They'll decline that, obviously. So you got your leading receiver, got the leading rusher in Andrew Harris, got the leading rusher from a year ago in John Cornish. Big names. And he's not just leading in yards. Eric Rogers is leading in a lot of categories.
Touchdowns and catches. Closing in to be the first 1,000-yard receiver. There's John Cornish plowing inside. Not much there. Couple for number 9.
Well, Jamarcus McFarland and Zach Minter can do wonders for this struggling BC defense in the middle. 60 pounds heavier than Michael Brooks and Craig Rowe.
Second and 8. Flag down. Pass over the middle. Rogers has got it. And he tumbles down to the BC 52.
Offside, BC, number 94. Penalty be declined. Play results in the first down.
So offside issues for that Lion defensive line. Doesn't matter. Another first down toss to Rogers.
There's Kareem Smith. You see he gets into that neutral zone a little bit early. And the second penalty declined by the Calgary Stampeders against the BC Lions because of Eric Rogers' big catches.
38 yards already for Rogers, and now 33 away from 1,000 on the year. Here's Cornish, and he gets hit hard. Kareem Smith slams the door in his face.
Yeah, you talk about this D-line. This has got to play better. They're giving up 135 yards a game along the ground, and you look at Zach Minter out of Montana State or Jamarcus McFarland out of Oklahoma, and you add 60 pounds over Brooks and Rowe. Now, Brooks and Rowe, good players, but they just wanted to get heavier in the middle, defensive tackles that can get the push and force John Cornish to head to the sideline rather than downhill.
Second and 9. Mitchell has time. Open man. And another catch for Rogers. 3 catches for first downs and another 15-yard pickup for the league's leading receiver.
Well, they'll move him all over the place, so he gets a chance to route run from a lot of different angles, different positions on the field. That time he's the second receiver into the left side of the formation, just runs that little curl route in front of the veteran Ryan Phillips.
Mitchell 7 for 9 to start. Here's Cornish trying to get outside, and a cutback. Adam Bighill will bring him down at the line of scrimmage.
Now with McFarland and Minter inside, they should be better, the Lions, against the run. The question is, can they get a pass rush? Because that was the specialty for Michael Brooks and Greg Rowe. But there is your 3 that's going to help the run tremendously for BC. Adam Bighill in the middle between McFarland and Minter. And they hustle to get there, led by Bighill.
So second and 10. Cornish releases late over the middle crosser. Durant taken down immediately by Bo Lacombo. And it's going to be third down.
Bo Lacombo is playing a lot more, and why not? I mean, first of all, he's a guy that can be a ratio changer, great athletic football player at linebacker, second in the CFL in special teams tackles. That's why he's earned his right to get more reps on defense and playing a lot more.
Couple of BC products on both sides of that last play. Lacombo taking down Durant. And after hitting from 37 out, here's Paredes from 39 away. And he's got another 17 in a row for Rennie Paredes. And 26 of his last 29. It's 6-0 Stampeders. Lead. Lions have the football. First down at their 35. 1 carry, 4 yards for Andrew Harris. And a second touch for Harris. Another 4-yard run for a guy who left the stadium without even showering in frustration a week ago.
I'm a competitor. I'm here to win. Honestly, I hate losing more than I like winning. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, every week you go out and you put your resume out there. And for the last four weeks, even when we did win against Montreal, it wasn't in a great fashion. You know, so we really got to turn this thing around if I want to go to the playoffs and we want to get in a situation where, you know, we're still playing in November. So for me, that's the ultimate goal, the ultimate focus, and you know, when we're not going that direction, it's frustrating.
And a 2-and-out here as they go to Rainey on 2nd and 6. And we have not seen Andrew Harris deployed as much as a receiver of late. It'll be third down BC.
And he's a great receiver, and just 2 carries so far in this first quarter. And the most telling stat for me with Andrew Harris is when he gets 13 carries or more, the BC Lions are 19-3.
Leone launches. Slaughter back at his 23. 48-yard punt brings it back to the 35. Ball came loose. Adam Bighill gets on it. See if they're ruling that he was down. Looks like it's BC Lion football. Well, they did point
Ruling
Calgary's way.
Is down by contact. First down, Calgary.
So it is Calgary ball. We'll see if the Lions do challenge here when we return. Now Jeff Tedford is going to challenge that last play, and it looks like with good reason as we check the replay. And this one won't be a difficult test for the command center.
No, not at all. You could see that the ball is out right there before the right knee touches down by contact.
Keenan Parker punches it out. Jason Araki with some contact. And the ball picked up by Adam Bighill.
Nathan Slaughter, some trouble on that kick, on that punt that came back, but you can see the knee here is not down and the ball is out.
And so if
100%
it's successful, Lions will have the ball around the 35-yard line of Calgary.
Not surprising that Jason Araki was in the middle of that one. One of the best special teams players in the game in the past 5 to 8 years.
BC had challenged the previous play for down by contact. It has been reviewed, and as a result, the ball carrier had fumbled the ball. It was immediately recovered by BC. This is now BC's ball at the 38-yard line, first down.
First turnover of the game goes BC's way. Stampeders -5 in the last 4 games coming in the giveaway takeaway, and special teams captain Jason Araki celebrates that.
Of course, no Tim Brown in the lineup for the Calgary Stampeders. Former BC Lion was injured a couple weeks back, and that's why they've had to find the new returner, and Nathan Slaughter fumbles that one.
Lions will start at the 38 of Calgary. And they'll hand it off inside. And the man who provided a special team spark, Chris Rainey, is wrapped up short gain.
Well, while we're talking special teams, let's take a look at one of the best special teams cover guys in the last 8 years in the Canadian Football League. Jason Araki out of McMaster comes down the field, making sure he's got containment, making sure Slaughter turns inside. He's got the tackle. Parker punches it out right in the middle. The turnover.
Keenan Parker, one of the league leaders in special team tackles. 2nd and 7. Beck looks one way, steps up, and pass incomplete with a flag down in the backfield. And it's a holding call against BC. See if John Huffnagel gives them another play or tries to march them out of field goal range.
Holding, BC, number 62. Penalty being declined, third down.
It's Cody Husband, the new right guard, replacing the injured Dean Valley, who got his first start last week. So third down and a 42-yard field goal attempt upcoming for Leone. And we won't cheat Leone. It's a 43-yarder officially. Missed it. First miss from outside 40 this year. And Slaughter bringing it back with a flag. And Slaughter trips up around the 24-yard line. Bad miss for a guy who has kicked very well for Jeff Tedford this season. And the Lions come away with nothing after a takeaway in Calgary territory.
Yeah, that was just exactly what it was. A bad miss. has not missed a long field goal all year long, 10 for 10, and has been one of the bright spots. One of the good stories has been Richie Leone. And he just mishit that one badly. I'm not sure if the hold was off.
During the return, holding, Calgary, number 83, half distance to goal, first down.
Let's check in with Jermaine.
Thanks, Chris. You know, John Cornish returns after missing 6 weeks with a broken thumb. He actually told me that his grip is stronger than it's ever been because of the rehab exercises he had to do. This is the second straight season where Cornish has missed significant time due to injury. The difference between this year and last year is he was able to continue to work out, stay in football shape while the healing process continued. Last year, he was dealing with concussions and a leg injury. Now, Cornish also said that he heard the whispers that he wasn't the same player as he used to be, and he says that's just extra motivation to prove that he is still the running back everybody knows him to be.
I'm not sure how many people have been whispering that, but if you're going to rev yourself up, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, I don't know if I haven't heard anyone say that, but but you know what? That's what athletes do. They find ways to motivate themselves and push themselves, and it doesn't even matter if John Cornish made it up or not.
So that's the end of the opening quarter here. A couple of field goals for the Stampeders and a missed opportunity for the Lions after a fumble recovery in Calgary territory. 6-0 here on Wendy's Friday Night Football. Last week, Ottawa with the ball over 41 minutes. Time of possession we'll monitor. A little bit better for BC tonight, but
a little bit, but they can improve on that with getting the ball to Andrew Harris more. Just 2 carries for 8 yards for Andrew Harris, 4 for 10 for John Cornish on his return. But you could say that Calgary is sort of easing John Cornish back into the lineup. But for Andrew Harris, again, why is he not getting the football?
Yeah, and are you a little surprised that they have eased Cornish in as much as?
No, not really. I mean, in the first quarter, for a guy who's missed 6 weeks, I think you want to make sure he's assignment sound first. And, you know, John Cornish is a bright guy, but really a puzzle as to why Andrew Harris, the offense isn't almost built around number 33.
Leads the league in yards after catch, but they haven't thrown his way yet. Calgary, 2nd and 10, deep in their own zone, and ball lead by Mitchell, incomplete, wanted Jeff Fuller. And a quick stop by the Lions, who should get the ball back in good field position.
Well, decision time for John Hufnagel. Based on where the ball has been placed inside the 10-yard line, he's got to make the decision to give up 2 here and get the field position back, or punt it away and look at the BC Lions in basically field goal position if they get any type of return at all. And remember, Chris Rainey has provided a spark in that regard over the last couple of games for BC.
Rainey with 172 kick return yards last week, and they are punting it away. And there's Rainey fielding it at the 48. 41-yard punt. Rainey bounces off first contact, and there is a flag down. William Langley takes down Chris Rainey. I guess John Hufnagel made the decision. They started on the 38 the last time and didn't get any points, so let's not give them anything.
Well, depending on who this penalty is on.
During the return, illegal block, BC, number 41, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, that penalty now will take BC out of field goal range, but on the decision by John Hufnagel, he decides to punt it out. And the BC Lions, without this penalty, and that's clearly a penalty, but without it, they are already in field goal range.
Adrian Clark, the culprit on the penalty call that brings the football back to the Calgary 52.
But John Hufnagel obviously has a lot of confidence in his defense.
Empty it out, 6 receivers, and they're going to take a shot downfield and too far for Lavelle Hawkins. The Lions without a big play, a 20-yard run play or a 30-yard pass play in the last 3 games. They are 9th in the league in that category.
What happens there when you can't hit the big play down the field? And that time John Beck had great protection up front. is the defense starts to climb up and get closer and tighter on receivers. It gets harder to find space when you're not getting any of those DBs out of their back pedal.
Marco Iannuzzi in the lineup in place of the injured Austin Collie. There's a pass to Hawkins, taken down by Joe Burnett. It's going to be a yard or two short of the first down, and a decision for Jeff Tedford.
He's taking a close look, and along with Kahari Jones, to see exactly how far they have to go.
Kahari's going to help them with the spot.
It gets intense down there on the sideline. He wanted to. There was about half a yard there,
but they said we've got it where you want it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. Never mind. I apologize.
So it's third and a yard, maybe just a little bit more. And as you can see, it's been an adventure of the Lions. 3 for 9 in third and 1 gambles. And they've emptied things out here. Back quick hitter, and they convert. And Brian Burnham gets extra yardage. Down to the 20-yard line.
Unbelievable second effort from Brian Burnham. Now this is a play in a, first of all, a gutsy call to empty the backfield on third and less than a yard and have your quarterback off the line of scrimmage in the shotgun, throw it. But then Brian Burnham, so a gutsy call turns into a first down, and he gets 22 yards, a lot of them after the catch. And great second effort.
So first down BC. Harris releases, they look the other way. And there's Hawkins, and he drags Burnett for extra yards and a first down.
Yeah, you see what happens. Brian Burnham does it. And his teammates, Lavelle Hawkins, sees it. And then he gets excited and he says, hey, if Brian Burnham, my teammate, can make a couple guys miss and bust a couple of tackles, so can I. It's infectious. You just start to get a little momentum from it.
So the Lions have something going, and they have a first and goal just inside the 10. And Harris gets dropped behind the line of scrimmage by his old teammate, the safety, Josh Bell.
And you're talking about getting the ball to Andrew Harris. There's a lot of creative ways to do that. It's not just slamming it into the line of scrimmage between the tackles and hoping that there's, first of all, a hole there, or that Andrew Harris can create one with his own athletic ability. There's lots of ways. Get him out of the backfield, toss sweeps, screens, bubble screens outside. Lots of creative ways to get the ball to 33. We haven't seen them yet.
Second and goal. Beck, short drop, and the pass batted down, incomplete. And a stand for the Stampeders defense.
Deron Mayo went on a stunt there, and he was blocked up nicely by Andrew Harris. This time his assignment is to step up and block on the blitzing linebacker. Harris does that. But this pass knocked down. It looked like Juwan Simpson was celebrating. He gets up the field and his left hand on it.
It is the middle linebacker. So here's Leone. Puts that through, and an 18-yarder gets the Lions on the board. 6-3, Stampeders just shy of the 5-minute mark, second quarter. NHL training camp's opening. Flames camp is underway, but some of the Calgary guys here. Sean Monahan, Lance Bowman. Is that Johnny Football? No, Johnny Hockey. Johnny Gaudreau, and they're standing by with Jermaine.
Thank you very much, Chris. I think it's a little bit of Johnny Football right next to me here as well. But, Sean, can you talk a little bit about the expectations on the Flames this year? You guys surprised everybody but yourselves by making it to the second round. What are the expectations of this team?
Yeah, obviously there's going to be a lot of expectations outside of our dressing room and I guess from different people. But I think as a group we have our own expectations, and we know what it's going to take to, I guess, move forward. And we just got to hold each other accountable to, I guess, get the job done.
Lance, camp just started. Maybe the toughest part is over. You guys got through the fitness testing, but what are the main goals in camp heading into the season?
I think obviously we got a few new guys, so it's just coming together quickly as a team. Obviously everyone's excited to be back, and everyone's just ready to get the season rolling.
And I made a little bit of crack about Johnny Hockey being a little bit of Johnny Football. You were at the Philadelphia Eagles camp for a day. You were kicking some field goals today. Can you talk a little bit about your love for the sport of football?
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm a big Philadelphia Eagles fan. I'm from New Jersey, live about 20 minutes from Philly, so huge Eagles fan, and get to come out here and support the Stampeders is a lot of fun as well. So it's been a blast so far.
Stamps and CFL growing on you?
Definitely. If they keep winning like they do, for sure, it's hard to not to love them.
Thanks so much, guys. Have a great camp and an even better season. Let's send it back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Jermaine. Boy, they were the talk of the league last year. Surprise story, the Calgary Flames. We saw pass interference call and John Cornish 3-yard run that sets up 2nd and 7. Stampeders at their own 53. 4-man rush, and now Mitchell on a roll. He's going to have to take off with it and gets hammered by Ronnie Yell. Flag comes up.
And the O-line will be over there in a heartbeat trying to get things straightened out when their quarterback gets hit a little late.
Spencer Wilson moved to left tackle this week, taking some exception with the hit by...
Major foul, unnecessary roughness. BC, number 25. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
By Ronnie Yell. Let's take another look.
Now 2 penalties by DBs from the BC Lions in this drive. There's the late hit. Bo Levi Mitchell out of bounds. The other side of that white stripe when he gets hit by Ronnie Yell. Had a good game against Ottawa in the loss a week ago.
So a 19-yard net for Mitchell on the run, and the penalty. Stamps inside the Lions' 40-yard line. Fake to Cornish. Mitchell on a long roll into the end zone, and touchdown, Jeff Fuller. .38-yard touchdown strike. Bo Levi Mitchell to Jeff Fuller.
A confident Bo Levi Mitchell rolling to his right, taking his time, waiting for Jeff Fuller to open up. Play action, even pulls our camera for a second, but across his body, back into the middle. Lots of traffic around there, and the BC Lions had 3 defenders in the area, but Fuller comes up with it. Targeted last week more than any receiver in the Calgary lineup.
And coming off his second best game of the year after that brilliant opener against Hamilton. So Fuller has his 3rd touchdown, and the Stampeders going to go for 2, and they have been almost automatic. 10 of 11.
Marquay McDaniel time.
And Mitchell throwing incomplete that time for Marquay McDaniel. So a rare miss, and they'll settle for 6 on the touchdown catch by Jeff Fuller. Four plays, 75 yards, a couple of costly Lion penalties, and a 12-3 Stampeder lead. Here's Chris Rainey. Nothing doing. He gets collared, but a flag comes down.
Brandon Boudreau covering on the kicks there. It looked like a high tackle.
Rolly Lambala having words with Keon Raymond.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness, Calgary, number 98. 15 yards from the end of the play, first down.
So the high tackle is called against Brandon Boudreau, who is pleading his innocence.
Part of this is just the height difference, but you could see the arm up to the head of Rainey.
Brings it up to the 37-yard line. See if BC's got a response for the Stampeders touchdown. Back a little double pump, and gets the ball to Sean Gore up at the 41-yard line. Take another look at the Fuller major score.
Yeah, Jeff Fuller starts down here, and he's going to go all the way across the field, running one-on-one on Stephen Clark, the wide side corner for the BC Lions. And Bo Levi Mitchell take his time, wait. He's got Fuller coming across. Now, Ronnie Yell had a shot at it at the backside corner to help out. Looked like he may have just lost the football. But Fuller comes up with it and another touchdown.
5 for Gore, 2nd and 5. In a short drop hit as he delivered, and there's Jawan Simpson, who nearly had a pick.
Second knockdown. That was almost an interception, and had he caught it, there was no one catching him.
No.
It would have been yet another defensive touchdown, and we've seen a bunch of those this year in the CFL. But I wonder about this BC offense and whether or not they can stick with the quick passing game from John Beck. It just hasn't been able to really generate any momentum at all. But one catch for...
There is no infraction. The play had not been whistled in.
One catch for Brian Burnham. One for Lavelle Hawkins. Other than that, not a lot of offense from BC.
Shout out to everybody in Alabama, especially my family.
Great boot by Leone. All the way back to the 10, a 57-yarder, and Slaughter tackled by Jason Araki. Midway through the second quarter, Stamps with the lead and the football. Crave TV.
Beautiful night for football here in Calgary tonight. Good crowd. See if their Calgary Stampeders can improve their record and get their 9th win of the season.
6-0 at home. Good numbers for Bo Levi Mitchell. Let's see if they can improve the numbers for number 9. Cornish off the right side. Tumbles out to around the 28 and give him 7.
Now, one of the reasons he's so good as a running back is that he has that great forward lean, so that even when he gets hit, he falls for a couple yards forward, and also his vision and patience. He just waited for a second, didn't hit the line full speed, waited for those blocks to develop, and then shot the gap for about a 5-yard gain after he had already crossed the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 3, and the swing to McDaniel, who drops it, and Adam Bighill unable to come up with it. I think Calgary got it back. Spencer Wilson, not sure how Adam Bighill let that one get away after Marquay McDaniel played hot potato.
Yeah, first of all, Adam Bighill is always around the football. It's why he leads the league in tackles, and had a great opportunity for a turnover in positive territory, but missed it. Go right over the football. Marquay McDaniel fumbling it on that fly sweep.
Former Calgary Colt, the new left tackle. He's been 4 different positions this year. Spencer Wilson saves the day.
BC.
Lions call timeout.
How about Spencer Wilson? Has he played every position on that O-line?
The Lions have 13 on the field, and that's why they called the timeout. Not sure he's played center this year, but I think over the course of the last couple of years, he's been everywhere.
John Huffnagel saying that his offensive line doesn't change every game. It sometimes changes every play.
It really is remarkable that at such a critical area of the field, there's been such turnover.
And they keep winning.
And they just keep winning. Maver the boot. See what Rainey can do here. Up to the 50-yard line. Lions have had much better field position in this game than they did in the struggle against the Ottawa Redblacks. In fact, in the first half last week, their first 2 first downs were touchdowns. Their only other 2 in the opening half came in the final minute.
I don't want to belabor this point too much, but Andrew Harris has 3 touches now for 8 yards. You know, and part of this, George Cortez to the left is the offensive coordinator, and he has not found creative ways yet in this game to get the ball to Harris. And Jeff Tedford, of course, can talk to his OC about that. See if they change it up now.
Beck rolling, far side, and he has Marco Iannuzzi Morrissey with his second catch of the season, a Calgary native, again in the lineup for the injured Austin Colley.
That was a good throw by Beck, who that's just his 8th completion in 15 attempts so far in this first half. 67 yards passing and a couple of 2-and-outs, but Harris, as I mentioned, just used as a decoy so far.
It's a high-priced decoy. Pitch here, Burnham. Brandon Smith trying to bring him down, and he is knocked out by the Lion bench at the 45.
High-priced decoy, and if you were to try and decide who is the best football player offensively on this team right now, without Travis Lulay in the lineup, it is Andrew Harris.
So that's no secret. So why aren't they? Or is Calgary taking Andrew Harris away in any of their defensive alignment? It's a puzzle. 2nd and 7, and look out. Beck blasted. Junior Turner picks it up. It's a live ball. And Junior Turner running it down. He'll get tackled inside the 10. Loose ball. Touchdown. Josh Bell. Not sure they can advance that fumble into the end zone. But strange that Beck, who has been shaken up, lost possession. And Calgary a little slow to react to it.
Ruling on the field is the ball carrier is down at the 8-yard line.
So they're ruling Turner down at the 8.
Brandon Boudreau comes off the edge here, is not picked up. Check that, Freddie Bishop coming off the edge is not picked up by Javon Olafioye. Now the strip there, ball in the end zone, and John Beck still slow to get up. It looks like it's a right shoulder or right side of the body issue.
And that reaction tells you all you need to know. Blindside blast. And Bishop,
he didn't know it was live. He didn't know the ball was fumbled.
Junior Turner did, though. Seventh sack of the year for Freddie Bishop. And Jonathan Jennings starts to warm up. He'll be coming in next, but first, it's 1st and goal, Calgary. And now John Huffnagel wants a timeout.
Calgary.
Not sure they didn't have too many men on the field. Rob Cote comes off.
And they're looking at that right shoulder of John Beck. Like he was opened up and trying to release that ball when he was hit by Freddie Bishop.
So 1st and goal from the 8. Mitchell to the corner. Touchdown. Torrey Harrison. Second touchdown pass of the night for Bo Levi Mitchell. Give him 18 on the year.
Well, this is design of the play. The last touchdown pass to Jeff Fuller by Mitchell was Mitchell scrambling and finding Fuller with patience and a pinpoint accurate pass down the field. This is all play calling and getting Harrison open underneath.
Little rub from Fuller.
Yep.
Paredes. No, he missed it to say no on the missed extra point. That would be the 4th miss of the year. They are likely going to take a look at this.
It was pushing to the right, went up over top of the goalpost.
And a little change of, the official there wanted to say good and then waved it off. Paredes had a word with Al Bradbury, and command center may be looking at that. Now, fourth miss from 32 yards out for Paredes, who's been virtually automatic in recent games on field goals.
Let's just take a look at this touchdown by Torrey Harrison here, because this is play calling and the design of this offensive play to get the rub from Fuller. He gets in the way of Alex Hoffman-Ellis without actually picking him and pushing him or holding it too long. He does it subtly, just a little bump on Hoffman-Ellis. He can't get out to his man. Torrey Harrison, touchdown Calgary.
Well, it's a 15-point lead, and a new quarterback will be coming on for the BC Lions as Chris Rainey finds a little room across the 30 and steps out around the 35-yard line. And here's John Beck making the long walk to the BC Lion dressing room.
The looks of how he's holding his throwing arm there, that does not look good. We will see Jonathan Jennings, Saginaw Valley State. Played against Calgary and Edmonton in the preseason.
He was the talk of the preseason.
Well, against Calgary was 5'11" for 116 yards.
Got most of the reps with Travis Lulay recovering from the arm injury and John Beck out with hepatitis. So maybe we're getting a sneak peek at the future. And Andrew Harris runs off the left side and has 7.
On TSN Talk Radio in Vancouver all week, there was some discussion from fans about them wanting to see number 10 behind center. Probably the best decision for Jeff Tedford was to start with John Beck, who has more experience in pro football than Jennings, but a lot of fans wanted to see 10.
3-minute warning being issued here. First half, 15-point Calgary lead. Good job. 3 minutes to go here. 2nd and 2, and Harris the carry and finds some room straight ahead. So back-to-back best runs of the game for Andrew Harris, 7 more. And you think partly because John Jennings is in at quarterback, Harris becomes more effective.
He's an athletic quarterback, can run, so that ride and decide play or zone read play becomes more effective.
2 preseason games for Jennings, who was 5 for 11, 116 against Calgary in the first preseason game back in June. Rolling out, first pass, open man, and Arsenault brings it down for a first down at the Calgary 45. Let's check in again with Jermaine Franklin.
Thanks, Chris. Still no official update on John Beck, but what I can tell you is when he was walking gingerly off the field to the sideline, he grunted with frustration and said, "Are you kidding me?" It's been a very tough year for Beck. Remember, he missed the entire training camp and preseason due to illness, so this just adds to the frustration of this season for John Beck.
And by extension, the frustration of the BC Lions. Back into the hands of Harris. And this time gets slowed up by Junior Turner. Still falls forward with flags down.
It's going to go against the BC Lions, be a holding. See if John Huffnagel puts him in second.
Holding. BC, number 66. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
That's the center, Jason Foster.
Well, Andrew Harris did get 3 or 4 yards, so no question Calgary will take this penalty. And Jock mentioned it, and John Beck has had a tough go. Consider he was sick in training camp, couldn't practice, then he gets hurt now with his throwing shoulder, his throwing arm. And I do know, and not under these circumstances, there's a lot of fans that have wanted to see Jonathan Jennings.
Beck 9 of 16, 82 yards in this first half, and now Jennings throws the screen, and there is Harris, who is contained just beyond the line of scrimmage. Jawan Simpson and Duran Mayo there to limit the gain of the man that we mentioned leads the CFL in yards after catch. with 278.
Just seems like there's a bit of a spark. I mean, obviously they're in second and real long now due to the penalty, the BC Lions, but that throw to Manny Arsenault, all of a sudden 3 quick touches to Andrew Harris.
We had an injured offensive lineman, center Jason Foster, and Cam Thorne will have to come in.
A couple extra warm-up snaps there from Jonathan Jennings. Threw for over 10,000 yards in college. You know, Division II school in the NCAA, but
96 touchdown passes. There's the 12 product Thorne, who has to come in for Jason Foster at least for 3 plays. So you've got a newcomer in Cody Husband at right guard, and now Cam Thorne protecting the second line quarterback on 2nd and 17. He'll step up, has time, looking for Lavelle Hawkins, and incomplete. Had a shot at it. Got in behind coverage. Keon Raymond gets back there.
Well, Jennings puts some air under this, and he gives Hawkins a shot. Good coverage downfield. I don't think you can get any closer to the intended target here, but a nice throwing lane with just 3-man pressure and then up over the top. I thought Hawkins had a shot at it, and he did, but Joe Burnett, who has been maybe the hottest DB in the league of late, gets his hand in there at the last second.
Leone just gets it away into the end zone, and Slaughter's going to bring it up. A little surprised by that. And he'll come out around the 11-yard line. It's been a bit of an adventure on returns for Calgary here tonight.
Yes, it has, and it's Slaughter with the fumble earlier in the first quarter. Mark Keelan, the special teams coordinator, will talk to his group on the sideline. But yeah, you're right. I mean, now you're Calgary Stampeders starting just around your 10-yard line, 11-yard line. Give up 1 there. Doesn't hurt you on the scoreboard and get you that field position.
Lions need a 2 and out. They fake to Cornish, and they'll give it to Rob Cote on a little outlet pass, and Cote gives them some breathing room up to the 20-yard line.
Now, Kareem Smith knew the play. He just couldn't react in time to get to Cornish. He's going to step up the field here. Watch how he reads this. Number 94 to the ready. You see him stand up, and he'll see Cote come out and go, you know what? I got to get out there, and he's got the contained responsibility, but knew what the play was.
8-yard pickup for the fullback, 2nd and 2. John Cornish trying to churn those legs with a flag down. Lacombo moves up to make the tackle on the New West product. See what the flag's all about.
It's going against Calgary in a holding call. Came from the umpire back behind the offense.
Holding, Calgary, number 60. Penalties decline, 3rd down.
Shane Bergman, 3rd and at least a yard. 1.5 yards, call it 2. Enough for John Hufnagel to send the punt team out.
You'll see the holding from Shane Bergman here, number 60, the left guard, and working one-on-one on the inside on Zach Minter, and he just grabs him and spins him around right at the point of attack.
So the Stamps let the clock run down here. Rainey awaits on the Lions side of midfield. BC may have a little time here to close the gap. High boot by Maverick, 43-yard punt. And here's Rainey, unable to reach midfield as he's taken down again by William Langley, who's done a good job in his rookie season on the teams for Calgary.
Calgary Stampeders have not allowed a 30-yard return or more in 5 straight games, so Rainey's been contained here tonight. John Hufnagel's special team cover unit that punt cover team. But there is a little time here for at least field goal range for the BC Lions.
Do have a flag and a call against Calgary. Are they going to make Maver re-kick here?
Oh, I think you will.
Before the ball was kicked, holding, Calgary, number 56, half the distance of the goal, repeat third down.
Yeah, I think if you're Jeff Tedford, you make them re-kick here for a couple of reasons. One, you get better field position with the penalty yardage, but you've got a tired cover team now for the Calgary Stampeders.
The long snapper Randy Chevrier who gets
the only issue is you're going to use up a little more time.
Yeah.
But Rainey could, with a little return here, could get in field goal range on this play alone.
Stamps shuffling back, taking their time before finally play is whistled in, so they've had a little extra breather. Clock doesn't start till the snap of the football, and Maver from 5 yards deep, but not a good kick. So they might be in field goal range here. Yep. They will be, as that ends up going out at around the 40. It's a 31-yard punt. And 20 seconds remaining, so time for a couple plays for Jennings. So a 16-yard improvement on the re-kick, field position-wise for Jeff Tedford.
And it costs the BC Lions 7 seconds. So there is time for 3 plays if they're efficient.
Need points. Straight back, gonna take another shot. He wants Arsenault. Jump ball, incomplete. Brandon Smith, the veteran, all CFL defensive back, breaks up the play as Jennings takes a shot.
Yeah, Brandon Smith, that inside position. Arsenault, nothing fancy about this. He's just going to run straight down the field. So the Lions take a shot. He's trying to fade away from Brandon Smith, but the ball's thrown inside. If it's thrown to the outside shoulder, then Arsenault has a better shot at it. He almost plays DB, or it might have been intercepted.
Jennings hasn't been shy about trying to stretch the field. 2nd and 10. Pumps and now delivers, and it is complete. And Arsenault down around the 18-yard line. Do they have time for one more play?
That's
22 yards, and can you execute a play in 6 seconds to take a shot at the end zone? Doesn't look like they're going to try.
No, I think you take the points here, but I think BC Lions fans at home watching this game have to be encouraged by the play of Jonathan Jennings. Since replacing John Beck, he's provided a spark. A nice throw there to Arsenault. He's pushed the ball down the field, taken some shots.
25-yard attempt for Leone. Final play, first half. And Leone puts it through. It's 18-6 at the half in favor of the Stampeders, with Jonathan Jennings in relief of John Beck.
Look at here. Rushing yards, both of them got approved for both football teams. Some facts for you about Bo Levi Mitchell. He's now got 10 straight games he's thrown touchdown passes in. But with his record of 23-5 as a starter, the only team he hasn't beaten, the BC Lions.
Some people are thinking that's going to change. Matthew, thank you very much. Let's go to Jermaine Franklin now, who's with the game's leading receiver, Eric Rogers.
An impressive first half for the offense, Eric. Most of the damage was done to the air. Can you talk a little bit of why you were so effective?
Everybody making plays, running around. You know, Quay made a play, Jeff made a play there. You know, I made a couple plays. G. Will got a couple plays in. Everyone's just chipping in, and you know, line giving us time, and Bo's putting the ball on the money. So make plays. We got to get more points, but we'll be all right in the second half.
What will be the keys in the second half to continue and perhaps even play even better?
Just lock in mentally. We had a couple mistakes out there, myself included. You know, we backed up. We got to get 2 first downs, you know, change field position, so we can't give them a field goal there.
Thanks for this.
No problem. Appreciate y'all.
Not only the game's leading receiver, he is the CFL's leading receiver. Eric Rogers, very impressive so far in 2015. It's an 18-6 ball game. Calgary Stampeders, BC Lions. Kickoff, second half, coming up next.
back in Calgary, 18-6. Stampeders have the lead. Lions will get the football first in the third quarter, but first, let's join Jermaine Franklin with Andrew Harris.
Andrew, with John Beck out due to a shoulder injury, how does the game plan adjust to Jonathan Jennings?
You know, Jonathan's a gunslinger out there. He knows the playbook well, and he's going to adjust well with us. You know, he's going to push the field, and he's got good legs. So, you know, next man up, and he's going to make plays for us.
Do you expect yourself to be more involved in the game plan in the second half?
Yeah, expect it, but, you know, whatever happens, whatever how it goes, just got to play it out, play hard, and we got a 30-minute game here to turn this over and get this W here. So looking forward to doing that.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Modest stats for Harris, and they improved when Jonathan Jennings came in. Again, he had a good preseason. He played against Calgary and Edmonton. Had a lot of people talking in BC, and right now it's his team with Travis Lule injured and now John Beck in the dressing room and likely on the injured list as well.
3 for 5 when he came in for Beck. 3 for 40 yards, and Harris was right. Pushed the ball deep a couple times.
Paredes with the boot. And here comes Rainey on the return, and he's got some blocking and hurdles over Paredes. And this is a good start for the BC Lions. 103 for Chris Rainey and a kick return touchdown.
Oh, what a way to start for the visiting team, and Chris Rainey hit in behind the wedge on the wedge return here. And I'm talking about literally hit in behind it. Watch the wedge come up. 4 guys in front of them. Now they get close together here, and now they're wedging it up. And Rainey's right in behind that. Now he hides in behind it, and then gets his opening, and away goes.
Little hurdle over Rennie Paredes to
103 yards. The Lions are back in it just like that.
Well, he provided a spark last week for the team. Mentioned 172 return yards. He had a 98-yard return in that game. Came up short at the 1-yard line. Goes the distance here. Nice way to bring out a young quarterback just to spot the football and a point after. And the Lions get right back in it.
Well, I mentioned how well the Calgary cover teams had done in the last 5 games, had not allowed a return over 30 yards, but that was on the punt cover team. This is kickoff return. And that wedge in front of them took care of business. Rainey over top of the kicker, and away he goes. I mean, this is textbook wedge. So if you're Rainey right now, so you got the wedge, you're in behind it. Big Maynard there, you're nice in behind that wedge. 4 guys up front. Westerman one of them. Calgary tacklers couldn't find him.
First kickoff return touchdown in the CFL this year. So maybe somebody's going to win $1 million tonight. He's got to do it again. And that doesn't happen very often, but Chris Rainey has been a big addition here for the BC Lions.
Well, the way he's been running of late, there's a shot it could happen again tonight.
So now Leone to kick off to Nathan Slaughter. Line drive boot. Slaughter flags down at his own goal line. How far does he go? Got one big block, but gets tackled by Adrian Clark just beyond the 25. Well, we mentioned last week he was dangerous on returns against Ottawa.
Yeah, when you get on the lineup and then you start to return the football like this, you don't have to be a starter on offense to get to be one of our players to watch in the opening sequence of a show, because after the performance against Ottawa, held just short here, but over 170 yards in returns. He's a player to watch. You watched him tonight, 103-yarder.
And 168 yards of returns already in this game. The hitch to Wilson sails high. And suddenly in a 5-point game, it's 2nd and 10. And Calgary might be just checking the rearview mirror.
Well, that's exactly what happens. He got control of the game, and then a big play by the opposition. They grab momentum. With our Calgary Flames in attendance tonight, you squeeze the stick a little harder.
Very nice. So a 2nd and 10 for Mitchell. 4-man rush, and he's got Eric Rogers a completion and a first down for Rogers, closing in on 1,000.
Straight zone drop from the Lions defensively here. TJ Lee, he sits high on this one, and you can't get the perspective from that ISO on Eric Rogers, but TJ Lee was about 8 yards off him. The next closest was Alex Hoffman-Ellis, but he was inside of that hook drop, so he was about 7 yards the other side.
Rogers now at 995 yards on the year. They fake to Cornish. Swinging out to McDaniel. Bolacombo. Sorry, TJ Lee the third. Number 6 makes the quick stop on Markway McDaniel.
You know, this secondary in BC is getting better. I mean, they've got the veteran in Ryan Phillips. Over 170 games for Phillips, but TJ Lee with the 3 interceptions and 44 tackles coming in tonight leads the secondary in tackles. There's the veteran in Phillips out of Eastern Washington. Ronnie Yell, big game last week.
Well, you got the 2 inside guys in the secondary from Eastern Washington trying to shut down an Eastern Washington quarterback in Bo Levi Mitchell. 2nd and 9, and they throw the fade down for Fuller. Got it against Ronnie Yell, and they're going to rule play dead and a flag down. And which way does this go? Fuller in a battle with Yell.
We couldn't tell from, or I couldn't tell from this vantage point because Fuller was in behind Yell.
Pass interference,
but
Calgary.
Yeah.
Number 3, 10-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Yeah, but I wondered if Fuller had pushed off to get up and get that ball over the top of Yell, because Yell was in great position. He turns around, starts running with him, looking back to the football. Wow,
doesn't look like much there, does it?
Let's take another look. Oh, he didn't even touch it.
No, that's a phantom call.
That is not pass interference, not close. And Jeff Fuller, he didn't argue much. He just out-jumped Yell for the football. Didn't even put his hand on his back.
That's just a guy using his size. And this time unable to bring it in. Went right back to the well. Fuller's such a tremendous target at 6'4", 215. But a punt situation here.
It's a different defense, too. This time they put TJ Lee over the top, so there was a deep defender to help Yell. And he'll see him coming into the picture. There he is, so it's almost a double team this time. But remember, that was offensive pass interference call on Fuller. That was not offensive pass interference, but you can't challenge that. You only can challenge defensive pass interference.
Third punt to the last 4 possessions for Calgary. Good one, 54 yards. And Langley on the job again. The youngster for Calgary out of Sherbrooke with another tackle. But Chris Rainey has changed the complexion of this game. 103-yard kick return touchdown to open the second half. Barrow's going to have a lot of friends tonight. Lions have the football. Jonathan Jennings steps up and throws an interception picked off by Joe Burnett. So a quick takeaway for the Stampeders on an interception by Joe Burnett, his 2nd of the year.
I'm wondering if Deron Mayo may have had something to do with this interception. It looked like he was in the throwing lane and Jennings was trying to throw around him. Well, he got caught inside.
Kirby Fabian wrestles him down, but Stamps get the football back on the Lion side of half at the BC 49 into the hands of Cornish, and he hasn't been able to get on track yet. There's TJ Lee, the third, moving up again. A big game last week. He had 8 tackles and 2 sacks against the Red Blacks as that defense held their team in for a long time against Ottawa.
Yeah, and added an interception, 27 tackles. And seeing TJ Lee and Ronnie Yell together on that side, playing well together. And Phillips and Stephen Clark, the newcomer, in there for Cord Parks.
No gain for Cornish, 2nd and 10. Here comes pressure. Mitchell gets it away, and McDaniel has the catch and a first down at the BC 35.
Yeah, that's McDaniel recognizing the blitz and adjusting his route. You can see his eyes are inside, and he sees the blitz there, and instead of going up the field and pushing Eric Fraser, the safety, he just cuts it underneath and gives an outlet to Bo Levi Mitchell.
Rogers leads them, the Stampeders, in receiving, but McDaniel, 76.6% of the times he is targeted, he comes up with the reception. That's tops on Calgary. There's Fuller again as they continue to try and work that side with the big target, but it's incomplete.
Just missed him. He added a short side corner route, and that's not a lot of room over there, but he had about 2 yards of separation on TJ Lee. Real height advantage for Fuller, 6'4", and Lee just at 5'9", and that's not a surprise that Calgary is going to try and test him.
Mentioned McDaniel's high percentage. Fuller at 52.7, so a less certain percentage. There's one that he could have caught. Would have been short of a first down. Ronnie Yell was there.
Timing on that throw from Mitchell was outstanding. He came out of his break, Fuller did there, and the ball arrived a split second later. He just didn't get his head around fast enough. You're running this quick out, the timing on it to get, as soon as the ball is released by Bo Levi Mitchell here, it's released just before the break, turns his head around and just doesn't find the ball quick enough.
So Paredes back on the field. From 42 yards out. He's good. And it's an 8-point Calgary lead. 3 off that turnover. Now can the Lions unleash Andrew Harris and get their offense back on track?
Play. Got his 7th sack, which is a career high. Moved up the list in the sack department. A forced fumble and knocked John Beck out of the game. All on one play.
Guy tied for the lead on the other side of that defensive line. Charleston Hughes has been a little quiet so far tonight. Rainey back, a line drive kick that he'll have to play back at the 2-yard line. And not going very far this time.
Great kick.
Adam Tebow downfield in a hurry. That was a good kick, and Carroll doesn't win $1 million on that kick return.
No, that's a great kick by Paredes. He kicked it away from Rainey. He saw where he lined up, and he kicked it outside him and made him chase it. Keep in mind, that's a live ball, so Rainey had to go and recover it quickly, and then by the time he turned around, his cover team was right there.
I was going to say, better to kick it like that than try and tackle Chris Rainey like he did the last one.
Yeah.
So a deep start for young Jonathan Jennings. Hands it off to Harris. A little room and a cutback, and a second-level run for Andrew Harris, and has a first down. Longest run of the day and his 15th 10-plus yard run of the season.
Nice blocking by that left side of the offensive line. Kirby Fabian stepping out, getting outside, and look at the hole in the running lane for Andrew Harris. They can block like that up front, just keep giving it to him.
Got to take it back because they mark him just a couple chain lengths short. So he'll plow in there, and that should move the chains.
Interesting on that halftime interview from Jermaine with Andrew Harris, and good question to ask him. Are you going to be more involved in the second half? And did they talk about it at halftime? And how politically correct Andrew Harris was. He can't control that. That's the calls coming from George Cortez and Jeff Tedford. Well, you could tell by the way he answered the question, politically correct and all, that he wants to see it more, and he's got to get it more.
Well, he's been a focal point. First down for Harris. That frustration and his hasty departure last week. He's not trying to cause trouble, but he just wants to help be a solution.
That's so important with young quarterbacks too. I mean, whether it was John Beck or now John Jennings. I mean, a young guy needs that balance, and play action helps.
First down up at the 23. Fake to Harris. Slant. And Arsenault with the catch, and Manny battling for extra yards. Fourth catch for Arsenault. Well, we talked to Coach Jeff Tedford about the frustration building for his running back, Andrew Harris.
I would much prefer a guy to be irritated and not happy about us not playing well and us not winning than somebody sitting in their locker laughing about it, you know. So I understand where he's coming from. I really do. I mean, he works hard. We all go in to win, and we didn't play well, and we didn't win. So I don't expect anybody to be happy after that.
A good defensive play that is by Freddie Bishop, who brings down Chris Rainey behind the line of scrimmage on a jet sweep by the running back.
Yeah, it was a well-read play by Bishop, because Andrew Harris is going to release out of the backfield early, and when he does, Bishop is not influenced by that at all, and he waits for Rainey and steps up and catches him in the backfield. 6-yard loss.
Mentioned this a few times this year. 2 years ago it was Cordero Law. Last year was Sean Lemon. And Freddie Bishop, the third, picking up at that bookend spot opposite Charleston Hughes. Here's Jennings taking off and now throwing, and a completion. Arsenault the catch. It's going to be short of the first down, up around the 43-yard line. Well, let's wait and see where they put the ball.
No, I think they're marking it. Looked like Arsenault may have got there to the marker.
Yeah.
I like the fight in this dog right here. Second and long in his own end. Getting hit.
Ruling on the field is completed pass by Forsyth. First down, BC.
It is a first down.
Forsyth meaning Arsenault was in the air and was pushed out of bounds, and that's why he stepped on the white line. So the Forsyth marks the ball down where Arsenault would have landed had he not been forced out of bounds.
So 3 consecutive first downs for Jennings and the Lions. Rolling left, setting up. Wide side, and a incompletion as Fred Bennett breaks up the pass intended for Marco Iannuzzi.
Yeah, tough catch for Iannuzzi. He's in the lineup tonight for Austin Cauley, and they've shuffled things around and moved Sean Gore inside and put Iannuzzi at the wide receiver spot. Cauley was a slot back. That was a tough one. He had to go up and climb the ladder, and gets hit at the same time from Bennett.
Western All-Star last year. On the field corner for Calgary. Fred Bennett sets up 2nd and 10. Protection for Jennings. Going to take one for Hawkins and overthrows him by a stride. They've been just off on that deep pass to Lavelle Hawkins tonight.
You know, and sometimes it's just a matter of playing time and understanding when, as the quarterback, you need to put some air on the ball, and when you need, and let the receiver go and fight for it or get position on it, and when you got to throw it on a line. This time Hawkins needed that throw on a line because he had inside position on the post on Joe Burnett.
Leone kicking it, and Slaughter drops it. And does he get back on it? He does, just in the nick of time. So Slaughter's adventures continue. Calgary football when we come back.
To get that replay in for you on the last one on Lavelle Hawkins on this post pattern on Joe Burnett, and I'll show you the difference in the throw. Jonathan Jennings does a nice job of stepping up here. Now he's got position here. If he throws this on a line, it's a touchdown. to Hawkins. He puts air under it, and now it's overthrown, and Hawkins can't make the adjustment. They've tried a couple times. They've been close.
Here's Torrey Harrison in the game at running back. Alex Hoffman-Ellis the tackle. This is the 4th time that the Stamps have started inside their 20. They also had a field position start at the 21, so field position has not been the friend of Bo Levi Mitchell to start here tonight.
I'm surprised that I've seen more John Cornish. I could tell in the first quarter that it was Dave Dickinson trying to ease him back in, but we're deep in the game now.
And Cornish is not in the game. 2nd and 6. Pocket collapsing. Mitchell scrambling on the run through. Eric Rogers, first down, over 1,000 yards. And up to the 46-yard line with another clutch catch.
First receiver to do it, 2015 season, is Eric Rogers, over 1,000 yards receiving. Leads the league in that category, as well as catches, touchdowns, 30-yard plus plays. Tough catch, had to go back, and he makes it look easy.
5th catch, now 95 yards for the receiving leader. Last week, 5 catches, 44. That was his lowest total since week 2. Harrison inside. And Big Hill steps up along with Hoffman-Ellis. So interesting that it is Cornish on the sidelines and Torrey Harrison. Right now, the
Tim Brown is wearing the hat. Now, by the look at Tim Brown, he was talking to Cornish. It almost looked like he said, "Are you hurt? Why aren't you in there?"
We know Tim Brown's on the 6th game.
Yeah.
2nd and 8. They fake one way, go the other, and that ball falls incomplete off the hands of the intended target and up for grabs. Anthony Parker couldn't squeeze the pigskin.
Yeah, and Bo Levi Mitchell on this type of play where he pump fakes this direction, then spins around blindly, almost a blind turn, and lets it go as he's spinning. It's a pump fake there and then a blind spin and throws it. He almost threw it right into the arms of the defensive lineman up the field there.
So Maver to kick. Rainey back. Another good Maver boot for 51 yards, and cover team gets the job done. Cote and Carl McCartney this time. Jonathan Jennings trying to spark a Lion comeback here tonight in Calgary. Lions football here in Calgary. And Charleston Hughes and the Stampeders trying to keep the Lions pinned. Mentioned how the bookends have been so productive over the last 3 years. One constant, well, 2 constants, Charleston Hughes and productivity.
Yeah, and Law, Lemon, and Bishop all are benefiting from the consistent pass rush from Charleston Hughes on the other side. When the fullback or the running back has to step up and double team or get that chip on Hughes, the backside guy's in a one-on-one. And
Charleston Hughes with 71 career sacks. Off the right side, it's Andrew Harris who's been busier here as the game has worn on. A 6-yard carry. Micah Johnson on the tackle.
Well, it puts Jennings in a manageable situation here now. He got 2nd and minimum, and run more on 1st down is a good idea. Good call by George Cortez and Jeff Tedford. Now you can swing the ball out here or check it down and still get the 1st down and stay on the field.
Second and 4. Stay on the ground, and Harris delivers a 1st down.
Well, he took a big hit from Keon Raymond, but that spin, and this is one of Harris's go-to moves. Andrew Harris loves this spin move on contact. Steps up in the hole, little delayed handoff there, and then that hit from Raymond was short of 1st down territory. The spin got him there.
9 carries, 44 yards after a terrific start. He had 114 rushing yards in the last 4 games combined. Slanted to traffic, and run for more after the catch and does have a first down.
Seen an improved compete level from Manny Arsenault in this game from a week ago. And that ball just gets through the window. Looked like that was almost intercepted, but we've seen Manny Arsenault battle for some extra yards a few times tonight.
Might be on pace for his best game of the year. 6 catches, 90, had 7 for 112 in the opening week of the season in Ottawa. 1st and 10, a little shovel inside, and away goes Andrew Harris. Up across the 45, dropped at about the 48-yard line. And another first down.
Love the creativity here. Now Jeff Tedford's reaching into that playbook, and he's getting 33 involved. He got that fly sweep fake, and then he goes underneath to Andrew Harris on the shovel pass. Nice little blocking scheme up front, and away he goes on first down. Good production.
So after a slow start, Harris up to 55 yards. And another first down. Another Harris carry, right side. And he's starting to feel it, isn't he?
Well, there's a whole bunch of BC Lion fans in Vancouver right now going, okay, finally. Especially on first down. Good production again. This time it's the zone replay, and Jennings doesn't hesitate. He doesn't see a crashing defensive end from either Freddie Bishop or Charleston Hughes, so he automatically gives it to Harris. And we're in 2nd and short.
9 more for the leading rusher in the Canadian Football League. Approaching 700 yards on the ground, and on 2nd and short, a first down pending a penalty that was tossed in the backfield. This one's coming back on a hold.
Yeah, it's going to be holding on the BC Lions up front.
Holding, BC, number 62. 10-yard penalty.
It's a young guy mistake, isn't it? A hold on
second down,
2nd and 1
in this quarter.
Yeah, it was on a. It was at the point of attack right here, but it was on a play that he didn't have to do it. Cody Hudson's going to go on Boudreaux here and spin him around, but he was already on an inside stunt, so he wasn't going to get involved on the play.
Could be the final play. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 11. And Jennings under pressure throws, and it's high, intended for Gore, with Jamar Wall in the vicinity. So the Lions will have to punt on the opening play of the 4th quarter, and we're in for a finish thanks to a great start to the 3rd quarter and a kickoff return touchdown for Chris Rainey. We head to the 4th quarter, and the stats really evening out with Jonathan Jennings at quarterback for the Lions.
Well, since he's been in just over a quarter, he's thrown for almost 100 yards, which was more than John Beck when he was in for almost 2 quarters. So you take a look at the BC Lions to a man, and I see a spark in this offense with Jonathan Jennings at the controls.
I know General Manager Wally Buono mentioned it to me the other day. A quarterback should make everybody around him better. And we're seeing that with Jennings. Andrew Harris has caught fire. Manny Arsenault's looked good.
Well, you just see a spark. And right now, Jonathan Jennings working with Travis Lulay to even get better at that. He got a offensive lineman take a bad penalty on a holding call on 2nd and 1. It should never happen.
Forces his punt. 44-yard punt. Slaughter gets outside, and that's his missed return of the night. 22-yard punt return. Stamps on offense, and John Cornish, part of the group that takes the field.
Just one touch for John Cornish in the 2nd half. 8 carries for 20 yards on the game so far. Did not play the last series. It was Torrey Harrison.
Usually gets revved up to play against his hometown team. 3 100-yard games in the last 4 starts against BC for John Cornish. Little toss inside. And it's kicked out by Parker, and a big run by Anthony Parker all the way to midfield. Touchdown last week at Commonwealth for Parker and a 20-yard pickup here.
Well, this is what I mean about having Cornish in the lineup. I mean, he comes out of the backfield here and he influences the defense. I mean, they watch him and make sure they've checked him first, and I think that opens up some more space for Parker on that play.
Hit it into Lion territory. BC 54. That pass skips behind the intended target, Wilson, with Stephen Clark in coverage.
This is the 29th start for Bo Levi Mitchell. It's off to such a great start, though, at 23-5. But that pass there, he just didn't take care of the fundamentals. Just kind of rushed it a little bit, didn't step into the throw, and one-hopped it.
So 2nd and 10. Touchdowns now in 10 of 12 games. Touchdown passes for Bo Levi Mitchell. Over the middle, and that one tipped incomplete as they tried to spring Cornish out of the backfield.
Two big boys up front, I think, got a piece of that, and they congratulate each other as Jamarcus McFarland and Zach Minter head to the bench. Talked about them off the top of the show. Two interior defensive linemen. Jamarcus McFarland was one of the top rated defensive linemen coming out of high school. Decided on Oklahoma. It was between Oklahoma and Texas.
Neighbors kick inside the 10, and Reedy gets away. Look out! Reedy, a cutback. Nobody's going to catch him. A kick return touchdown, and now a punt return touchdown. Chris Reedy, back-to-back 103 returns for touchdowns. Carroll, it's not $1 million, but it feels like $1 million for Jeff Tedford.
Well, the first one on the kick return, the 103-yarder, was all about the wedge blocking in front of him. This is all Rainey. First of all, it looks like Calgary overkicks their coverage a little bit because he gets the ball in his hands with lots of space, and then it's just bobbing and weaving, a couple of moves with Stampeders all around him, and that streak of not giving up a 30-yard return in the last 5 games just ended for Calgary's punt cover team. Wow.
Probably has guaranteed a player of the week spot with his second kick return touchdown. They said he provided a spark last week. It's
timeout, BC.
Jeff Tedford ran past the numbers to get that timeout called.
Going for 2, looking for a tie, and wanting to make sure everything's just right. It all is on special teams right now for BC. And now Jennings looking for a 2-point convert to tie it. Harris stays in the block, and the pass gets blocked and knocked down. There is a flag, however.
Charleston Hughes. He gets the knockdown here. Let's see the penalty.
Offside, Calgary, number 95.
I'll get another shot.
To the goal, repeat the convert.
So Bishop on the other side. Did he flinch or did he just line up offside?
Just to the left of your screen and didn't see any movement, so he must have lined up. Tough
leaning in there, I guess.
Perspective, leaning across the line, yeah.
Hughes rejects the pass intended for Arsenault. But now down at just outside the 1. And they'll give it to Harris. And he'll power his way in. Game is tied.
That's it.
Chris Rainey got them into the game with his explosive returns last week, and he has done that again here in the second half with 2 kick return touchdowns.
See, Calgary outkicks the coverage here a little bit because their cover team is about 7-8 yards away from Rainey when he catches this punt in the air. So that gives him some space. And then he steps up and he does it on his own. I mean, there were plenty of opportunities for the Stampeders to make the tackle, but he outran a few angles there on that return. 103-yard.
An extraordinary 296 return yards. And here's Slaughter breaking out. After dropping it, we might have a return here. And Slaughter is tossed out at the PC 34. So a special teams response for a guy who had been struggling.
Yeah, it's been, and Rainey going, okay, I see, now they got a shot at it, but Nathan Slaughter needed this one because he was kicking it around a little bit in this game up to this point, and he does on this play. Drop the return, drop the kick, picks it up, and then finds a hole. Some good speed down the sideline, a 58-yard return for him.
Boy, it's just turned into a track meet. First and 10, Stamps, 34-yard line. Bully by Mitchell. Oh, great catch. There's the leading receiver of the Canadian Football League, Eric Rogers.
And an 8-win team that hasn't lost all year at home, that just got a shot of adrenaline and a little sense of urgency. Ball's thrown a bit high, but no problem for Eric Rogers. He goes up and gets it.
So another 100-yard game for Rogers, his 5th of the year. First down, Calgary. Out of the backfield, John Cornish to the 5. And spun down at the 2. Another first down, 1st and goal, Calgary.
Right out of the backfield, straight push to the flat. In between guard and tackle. Got it down on the doorstep.
Yell and Hoffman Ellis.
Good to see John Cornish get up. Just get back to the huddle. Looked like that left leg got twisted around too.
1st and goal from the 2. Cornish time. Not going to get there. Stuffed quickly.
That Kareem Smith, he looked like he crashed from the outside and got real low and cut the legs out of Cornish. Or was it the safety Eric Fraser that had come down? Eric Fraser, number 37, lined up right beside Kareem Smith. He steps up, and yeah, it is Fraser, the safety. And he just cuts the legs out from underneath John Cornish.
Bryant Moniz now comes in. Short yardage team. 2nd and goal from the 2. And Moniz straight ahead. Does he get there? Touchdown. So Bryant Moniz punches it in after the big return by Nate Slaughter.
Moniz is met by Adam Bighill at the top of the pile. He didn't get it initially, but he kept working and fighting, and the delayed call from the officials that he did finally cross the line, but Bighill met him.
And there you see him. Ended up sitting just inside the goal line. 4 plays, 33 yards. After the big 58-yard kick return, and it doesn't take long for the Stamps to regain the lead.
What an answer.
How deflating will that be? Baird has the extra point. 28-21, big return, and then a highlight reel catch by Eric Rogers, setting up Calgary for another major score. Got a good one in Calgary tonight. Jeff Tedford's team has fought back to tie, only to see Calgary regain the lead. Chris Rainey.
Does he have a hat trick in him?
Well, if he has a second kickoff return touchdown, our friend Carroll is going to win $1 million. Remember, the Stampeders have not lost 2 straight in 62 games. That's the longest stretch in Canadian Football League history. Trying to protect that here. And put the clamps on Chris Rainey, and they do that. Doesn't get past the 20, and there's... Check that Shaq Murray Lawrence on the return that time. I've got $1 million fever.
Well, and Calgary decided they maybe don't want to kick it to Chris Rainey anymore tonight.
Well, Rainey's been huge, but Jonathan Jennings has helped stoke these Lions fires. And look out, drop football, who's got it? The Calgary does. Bottom of the pile, it's Micah Johnson. And a little unraveling here for the Lions.
Yeah, zone read play for Jonathan Jennings. And it looked like he waited too long on the decision here. Andrew Harris, he rides the stomach of Andrew Harris, and Late wants to pull it out. Now Harris is looking for just someone to block because he assumes that Jennings still has the ball, but it had slipped off his inside hip. You see right at the end, Jennings tried to get it out of there, and it ends up in the hands of Micah Johnson.
Third turnover, and the Stampeders with 9 points off takeaways in this game. Field goal, a touchdown, in which they missed the convert. John Cornish not part of it. As Mitchell throws to Marquay McDaniel. Just inside the 20 and no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10, and now Cornish checks back in.
Had that nice play on the last drive for Calgary, right in this area when he hit the flat, went down to the goal line inside the 5-yard line.
Stamps 2 for 2 in the red zone tonight. They lead the CFL in red zone appearances. This is their 37th time inside the 20. Pass is caught. McDaniel, first down. Another clutch 2nd down conversion catch for Marquay McDaniel, tied for 2nd in the lead coming in.
Yeah, this play is made by Marquay McDaniel because the design of it is just to get him the ball inside. He's short of the first down when he catches it, but he's the open man, and then Ryan Phillips gets too far to the outside, does not have inside pursuit help, and Marquay McDaniel makes him pay and moves the chains.
No, 1st and goal at the 6. Harrison back in. Mitchell takes a long look, bounces out of the pocket, on a roll, back in the end zone for Parker. Rogers got it on the tip, and now they're saying incomplete. Didn't hang on, and he's going to argue it. And they may challenge that. There is a flag down as well. Rogers thought he had it long enough.
Did it go off the hands of Anthony Parker or off the hands of Ryan Phillips, who was in coverage on Parker?
Illegal participation. Calgary, number 80, went out of bounds, came back and played the ball. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
There you go. He ran out of bounds on his own. Eric Rogers out of bounds on his own.
He left the neighborhood.
Would have had to be in the back of the end zone. So he can't come back in and cover it, and there he is right there. He's already out of bounds all by himself. So as this play develops, Ryan Phillips down at the bottom of your screen here, he goes up, it's tipped up in the air, but Eric Rogers had run out of bounds on his own, came back in.
We didn't like the call earlier in the game, but that's a good call by the officials.
Very, very good. And
Sharp
a tough one to make. Sharp eye to see him run out of bounds there, yeah.
First and goal all over again. Cornish dancing. Cornish touchdown. There's John Cornish.
officially back, because that was the John Cornish that has led the league the last 3 years. A former MOP in the league, makes the first guy miss at the line of scrimmage. Guys are diving at his legs, and then takes the pile with them for the last 2 to score the major.
16-yard touchdown run for John Cornish. 4th touchdown on the season.
It feels like 30 seconds ago it was tied at 21. A little longer than that.
16 points off turnovers. Costly stuff. Well, a response and even more by the Stamps. And the leading rusher in the Canadian Football League the past 3 years.
6 different BC Lions.
Hope you're watching. Hope you saw that. Do one thing per night. That's not very good, but it's a start. It's a start.
That was a pretty good thing.
Yeah, well, I said that's officially back now. He's officially back after that run. 6 BC Lions had a crack at him.
That's 2 Stampeder touchdowns in a span of 2:59.
Wow.
Shaq Murray-Lawrence again on the return.
That's what good teams do.
William Langley, another special teams tackle.
Let's take another look. I'll show you the 6 guys. One is the leading tackle in the CFL. Cornish gets the football. First guy to get to the point of attack is Adam Bighill. There's a touch and a miss. Eric Fraser miss. That's 2. Menard 3. Lee 4. 5 hit there. 6 by the time from Ryan Phillips and Josh Johnson. Cornish was hit or touched by 6 deep BC Lion defenders.
See what the Lions have left. Costly turnover in the last series. And Harris has that one pop loose, but after the whistle. 4-yard gain for Harris, 2nd and 6 with just under 6 minutes to go.
2 minutes, 59 seconds. Take a quick look again and see if that ball came out before.
To see if that left leg was down. Snap means it's a moot point. And a throw for Hawkins has got it. And he gets loose. Hawkins in a foot race. And he's pulled down from behind by Joe Burnett. There's a big play for the Lions when they needed it badly. And it's a 58-yard connection between Jonathan Jennings and Lavelle Hawkins.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of confusion in the secondary for the Calgary Stampeders, because it was a blind turn.
Brandon Smith.
Blind turn from Brandon Smith, the deep defender, and he kind of lost Hawkins and then couldn't regroup.
Well, it's a first down. Jennings, pressure on, steps up, end zone toss into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off and taking a knee is Keon Raymond. The old veteran has his 3rd interception of the year in the end zone to snuff a Lion threat.
Well, Jonathan Jennings tonight is, as we said, has given this team a spark. It's just a poor decision, though. He steps up and has a throwing lane. In fact, could have ran there, picked up good yards, but clearly virtually impossible to get it into that double coverage with Brandon Smith and Keon Raymond, and Keon Raymond will make the big play.
Ryan Burnham, the intended target, but no chance there, and the 8-year veteran has the 4th takeaway of the night.
Domination. 1, 2, 3. Domination.
It's to Greg Wilson. He gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage, a loss of about a yard on the play. So it's going to be 2nd and 11. Still time in a crazy game like this has been. Jeff Tedford's offense or defense has to
they need to create
get the ball back for the offense here.
And not just on a punt, not just on a stop, but on a turnover, you'd think. At half the field.
-3 in that category today. And there it nearly was. Ronnie Yell read the mail, but just couldn't squeeze it.
Boy, did he ever. And he jumps this from his outside corner spot. Perfect read, and just doesn't make the catch. And Bo wanted Eric. Here's Yell on the outside, and Bo wanted Eric Rogers to curl outside, not curl and come back towards him, I should say, and not just sort of float outside like that. Yell had a crack at it.
Avers sails it. And Rainey up to the 45-yard line. Adam Teeton or Carl McCartney on the special team tackle after a 54-yard boot. Still time for the rookie, but turnovers on their last 2 possessions.
And young quarterbacks will do that and make mistakes like that. But I think win or lose, and it looks like this is an uphill battle to get back in this one for BC. They found a quarterback they can start to work with here in Jonathan Jennings.
Rolls, fires, Iannuzzi. Knocked out of bounds on the Calgary side of half. It's a first down catch at the 3-minute warning. Lions fought back to tie it, but now trail by 14 once again. So BC a first down in Calgary territory. Jennings in the pocket, pressure on. Freddie Bishop bumps him but doesn't bring him down. And now a throw downfield, and Burnham catches it, and he's got it. Brings it down inbounds. Well, Jonathan Jennings just showed us something else, and a flag down. Was there roughing the passer at the end of it?
Major foul, roughing the passer. Calgary, number 39. End of the play, half distance, first down.
Charleston Hughes called.
Take it half the distance, but he just keeps this play alive. Jennings, in desperation time, now down a couple of possessions, is just battling and fighting, and you gotta love the fight in this guy. And he takes that late hit, delivers it. Burnham gets his feet in bounds, and the roughing the passer right here on Charleston Hughes. The forearm in the back of Jennings.
Injured Stampeder getting attention. And that's Mika Johnson, who went through concussion protocol earlier in the week. Not sure if it's related.
Well, this started out as looked like he was going to be sacked for about a 7-8 yard loss. Fought off the initial tackle, and then Burnham does a nice job at the other end, just getting his foot in bounds. Only need one.
So Jonathan Jennings, who came in the late stages of the first half, is up to 200 yards passing in the game. Johnson heads to the sidelines. First and goal, BC. And still time. They can score here. They don't even have to short kick. It's loud at McMahon. Short drop underneath. It's Hawkins. And Burnett with a short tackle.
Joe Burnett, big tackle. Remember that play to Marquay McDaniel, and tackle was missed by the BC Lions. He got the first down, and this is the same play, same type of play to Lavelle Hawkins. He gets out and gets this underneath, and now if he makes this guy miss, it's a score. But Joe Burnett says no.
Second and goal. Slant right, incomplete. Hawkins calling for a penalty, which in itself can be a penalty.
Yeah,
it's going to be third down.
He was careful. He put his hand up and didn't reach for the pocket. They're all in the one-on-one at the top. Again, it's Joe Burnett. Slant route here, and I thought there was a bit of a grab on the shoulder pad because it looked like Hawkins went down awkwardly. I don't see a challenge from Jeff Tedford.
Down to this for Tedford and the Lions. 3rd and goal. Need a score. And do they have it? No. The catch made, but he had to come outside the goal line to make the grab, and it's a turnover on downs.
Well, and even if Manny Arsenault's feet are across the line, the ball has got to cross the plane.
The previous play is under review by the command center. As it stands now, we have it short of the goal line, turnover on downs, but it is being reviewed.
And he just isn't able to pull it back in.
I don't think that ball crossed the plane, but it looked to me from watching it live that his feet were across the goal line, and they are. You see the feet.
But never the ball. His momentum brings him out, and he just can't bring it into the body quick enough.
Yeah. And down by contact on the elbow, yeah. So it looks short. They're reviewing it right now.
Gonna say the longest yard, but it's less than that. Almost
After
the length
review
of
by
the
the command center, the call on the field is confirmed. Turnover on downs. 1st down, Calgary.
So in the last 3 possessions, a fumble, an interception, and now a turnover on downs. And the general manager knows that time's running out.
Next up for the BC Lions is the Edmonton Eskimos, so it doesn't get any easier.
Cornish inside, trying to stack him up, and Big Hill pins him at the 4.
But if there's a couple of bright spots for the BC Lions tonight, one is their quarterback, Jonathan Jennings. I know he's made a couple of mistakes. There's been a couple of turnovers. But he has athletically done some special things tonight and made throws that you just don't see very often, over 200 yards, and gave him a shot, gave him a chance.
Those 2 roommates throughout training camp, so Jennings would get the benefit of Lulay's expertise 24/7. Another short gain, and BC's going to get it back. Stranger things have happened. They're going to get the ball in good field position, short field.
Probably give up a safety here if you're John Huffnagel. The other positive for the BC Lions right there.
Yep.
Chris Rainey, 2 punt return or 2 touchdown kick return touchdowns, 1 a punt return, 1 a kickoff return, both 103 yards.
Last week a 98-yard return, a 45-yard return. So Mavert, and he will concede, but he's going to kill some clock first. And taking a lot of time off before he steps out. Time now for the Nissan Titan Player of the Game, brought to you by Nissan, the official vehicle of the Canadian Football League.
Yeah, honorable mention to Calgary receiver Eric Rogers, who's over 100 yards and got to 1,000 tonight. But not very often, in fact, almost never, does one player have around 300 yards of returns and 2 touchdowns, both over 100 yards. So because of that, Chris Rainey, you're our player of the game.
Guy released by Montreal and had to be patient, waited too much for a call. That finally came from the BC Lions, a team he scored a rushing touchdown against last year on a long distance run in the Eastern semifinal. Maybe that's when Wally Bono filed the name Rainey away.
Oh, it's interesting that you mentioned that. How about a look at that?
Showed a burst there, didn't he?
The University of Florida, he was a NCAA champion, the 4x100. He ran one of those legs in 2010. So you know he's got some speed.
Gets one more chance to win $1 million for a fan. You thought there was something opening up there.
I thought there was a crease. I thought, hang on here. There was a crease.
Carol, if you want to blame somebody, Glenn Love made the tackle, a former Lion.
Glenn
Close
Love.
that hole. So no love from Carol and Camblin for Glenn Love. .75 seconds on the clock. Just under 75 yards away. And Jennings going to take a shot. And he overthrows Hawkins, who had a stride on Joe Burnett. They have missed that long shot by about a stride a couple of times tonight.
That's the third time. And it's a similar play. And all 3 times there's been a shot because Lavelle Hawkins has been open. Was again and just missed.
Long allowed out, 2nd and 10. And that pass incomplete, intended for Hawkins. Joe Burnett on the scene once again, and
he's made a bunch of plays tonight again. I mean, Joe Burnett. There are teams that'll try and throw on that side and test him, and he has stepped up last few games, shut down Darrell Walker, who was off to such a great start for the Edmonton Eskimos for a couple of games straight. Has an interception tonight when tested. Another knockdown, and I count that as the 3rd knockdown tonight.
Another shrewd free agent signing for John Hufnagel. Released by Edmonton. 3rd and 10, and Burnham with the catch that's going to keep the Lions offense on the field.
Well, you wish the best for John Beck, injured in the first half, but I've been impressed by Jonathan Jennings despite a couple of mistakes, and against the #1 team in the division.
4th catch, 72 yards for Burnham. Here's Jennings on a roll downfield, jump ball, incomplete. Wanted Burnham, Iannuzzi there, and plenty of traffic in the area. A little bit like the James Franklin, Matt Nichols thing in Edmonton, where you got one guy who's a veteran and a young up-and-comer who's trying to knock the door down. And here with injury, the door just has opened for Jonathan Jennings.
You know, that zone replay, and I know they made a mistake on it with a fumble in this 4th quarter, but that zone replay is tougher to defend with Jennings as the quarterback because he can run as well. Had over almost 500 yards in his senior year in college.
3-man rush, pass, caught, 1st down. Gore tossed back by Jamar Wall.
But I like his fight. You know, I see a guy who's crawling and scratching and clawing and doing everything he can, even though there's 39 seconds left and they're down 2 possessions, 224 passing yards, and he's still just battling. I mean, that's what leaders do.
He'll get 1st-team reps, getting ready next week for the Edmonton Eskimos. Flag comes down, and Jennings, who steps out.
Jennings decides to run. The number 5, introduces the
Holding. BC, number 63. 10-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
John Olafioye with the loss. The BC Lions are going to stay at 4 wins, and this is the crossover race.
Game in hand for Montreal, so they're bumped over. Now keep in mind, in the crossover, they have to beat you in the standings to cross over.
Montreal is Winnipeg this week. First and 20 after the penalty. Pass complete. And Hawkins has another first down as a flag flies. 15 seconds left. Again, fought them back to tie the game, and then
major foul, face mask, Calgary. 15 yards at the end of the play, automatic first down.
And then the 2 Calgary touchdowns in a 2:59 span.
Been impressed tonight again with Lavelle Hawkins as well. I mean, if Jennings is on and has some more reps, which he will get in the next couple of weeks, he may hit at least 2 of those deep balls to Hawkins. He'd have close to 200.
Jennings on a roll. Looking end zone. Puts it up, and this one might be picked off. Is it? Does Raymond scoop it off the ground? I think they did. Yes, Keon Raymond's got another. Have to take another look to see if that hit the ground with 2 seconds left.
This will be on the stat line, but obviously just Jennings trying to throw it up and again into double coverage here. Looked like Arsenault had his hands on it. Wall fought coverage here. Looked like Arsenault had his hands on it. Wall fought it off, never touched the ground, and as he does so often, number 25 has the ball in his hands.
Doubles his interception total. Both come in the end zone tonight. And 2 interceptions for Keon Raymond, but not 2 consecutive losses once again for the Calgary Stampeders. Have not lost 2 straight since July 2012. Haven't lost 2 in a row to Western opponents since 2010. John Hufnagel has the formula for snapping or preventing losing streaks. Interesting night. And a final knee from Bo Levi Mitchell as the Calgary Stampeders move to 9-3 on the year and hand the Lions their 7th loss of the season. John Cornish returns and John Jennings emerges for BC. Chris Rainey provided a lot of fireworks, but in the end it wasn't enough. The home side wins 35-23. So long from Calgary. SportsCenter is now